about your time. It's all about the things you've become in your life. You know the stuff you're made of. You know you're on your way. You know you've got all that it takes. You've got what it takes to live your dreams in this lifetime.
Hello and a warm welcome to Women's World. In today's edition, we are not bringing our guests to the studio, rather we are meeting our guests. Our discussion on this edition shall be women involvement in politics with the Honorable Member of Administration of Governor Yahaya Bello, the Managing Director of Kogi Enterprise Development Agency, Keda, Rekiya Onaivo Sanni. Sit down and relax to enjoy the moment with us. Don't forget to send your comment to us via any of the phone numbers displayed, or send your comment to our social media comment space. Our Facebook is MFCTV MFCTV, and YouTube channel is Malachi TV, where you are watching us from.
It's all about your wishes. It's all about your time. It's all about the things you've become in your life. You know the stuff you're made of. You know you're on your way. You know you've got all that it takes. You've got what it takes to live your dreams in this lifetime.
You are welcome to Women's World. Good day, ma.
Good afternoon. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining us, ma.
Thank you.
Before we go into our main topic for today, which is women in politics, ma, please can you tell us, or can you tell the audience briefly about you, ma?
My name is Rekiya Onaivo Sanni. I'm the Managing Director, CEO, Kogi Enterprise Development Agency. I hail from Kogi State, Okene local government precisely, Bariki Ward, domiciled.
Wow. You are welcome, ma.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us once again.
Thank you very much.
So on my first question is that what is the breakdown by gender of members in your party, especially the APC you belong?
I think we are witnessing unprecedented growth in women involvement, and this time around it has been so tremendous. I'd like to start from the analysis during the Independence Day, when the announcement of the women-led campaign team was announced. We have very highly profiled members. Of course, it is led by no other person by our mother, the First Lady of the country, Madam Aisha Buhari. And then it's being supported by the wife of the incoming president, by God's grace, Senator Oluremi Tinubu. We have the wife of Shetima, and the weight that these women carried is not because of the position of their husband. We know that Oluremi Tinubu is a third-time senator in Lagos State, and having them manage such profile, with the composition of all the women that came up to the party, we have almost 800 appointments were done, having to man the leadership of the campaign team for women. And since they say women is the salt of the earth, we know that having this kind of women in this capacity, we expect nothing but victory.
Wow. So you are telling us that with women, you are giving assurance of APC victory.
50% of the population is having women. And from that 50% of the population, we are sure that 50%, 90 are ready to campaign, 90 are ready to go and vote. The little percentage that we might have the gap, of course, might be the men. But we know that when women mean business, they will go far to make sure that our next president is no other person but the Jagaba.
Okay. What action did your party take to increase the number of women members in your party, especially in Kogi State?
Yes. I'm happy that I have to domesticate it to Kogi State. Why? Because His Excellency, my boss, Yahaya Bello, actually took the lead. And he's setting the pace not only in Nigeria but across Africa in terms of affirming gender affirmation. Why? Because all we had then was policies, propaganda of, gender affirmation, the need to have 30% of women in position. But then the coming of His Excellency Yahaya Bello, he actually, walked the talk by having women appointed in across all positions. When the news of having at least 3 councillors coming from the local government, and in Kogi State now we have minimum of 3 councillors in all the in the 21 local government each. We have the ADC of the governor as a woman. No any other person had ever tried that. And then we have the SSG, our Mama Cabinet, who is a woman. We have the head of service, a woman. We have in tertiary institutions where we have women that are mantle the leadership in some of these agencies. We have a lot of special advisors. We have special assistants. We have senior special assistants. Then look at the agencies and parastatals. Since our head of service is a woman, we have DGs, Kogi Investment Property Limited. We have a lot of women. Myself is not left out. Kogi Enterprise Development Agency was an agency that was enacted by the law. For His Excellency to have trusted this sensitive office to a woman to start it from the scratch, I think he has taken the lead. And then I'm also glad to know that we never disappointed him. At least almost in 100%, the women are doing wonderfully well.
Thank you so much, ma'am. So right now, we go on a short break. We'll be right back. Don't go away. Stay with us.
Do you know women are adventurous, ambitious, captivating, confident, and dazzling? Do you know she's also dynamic, enigmatic, inspiring, and self-assured? Those are not all about who a woman is. She's also blessed with the wisdom to design her world. She is optimistic when she puts her mind to do anything, malleable and astute. And to crown it all, she is naive because of her total belief in anything she loves, and same time noble with her character. These and many more about a woman are what we discuss and analyze on Women's World, a program that celebrates women who have put all these attributes together to add value to their society. Be my guest together to tell your story yourself. I am a woman and I am proud to be. Join Faith Abdul Ghaffar only on MLC TV Online by 6 p.m. every Sunday for all-encompassing about who a woman is. For your contribution, comments, even to appear on the show, advert placement and sponsorship, please call any of the numbers displayed on the screen. Visit and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Malachi TV, and like our Facebook pages, MLC TV and MLC TV WW to watch our editions. Thank you.
Welcome back. If you are just joining us, this is Women's World, a program designed to celebrate women who, as one way or the other, impact their world positively with their services and are there. And here with me, we have Mrs. Rekiya Onaivo Sanni with me, still on the topic, women in politics. So my next question is, do you think the party can ever replicate this outstanding performance of your party at the national level?
Yes, of course. I think we've never had it this affirmative.
Okay.
If you look at the leadership as the national women leader, our very amiable young woman, Dr. Betty Edu. She's doing wonderfully well.
Wow.
When I look at her and the steps she's making, we've never had it also this smooth in terms of gender inclusion. She's carrying most of the women in her activity, she's carrying, women along. I see a very humble woman who is ready, and whenever she stands on the podium, she talks about how women should be involved in emerging and evolving politics. And my great party, the All Progressive Congress, having her involved in most of the activities, it shows that the future is very, very bright for women in Nigeria as far as my party is concerned.
Okay. So, ma'am, what will be your advice for all those top women in politics and those who are not willing to join politics, that are being scared that, okay, politics is a dirty game? What would be your advice, ma'am?
First of all, what would be our advice? In a situation where you have a negative perception in anything, not only in politics, I think those that are there should show good examples. The reason why so many people shy away from politics is we've had a situation where women, instead of living the examples, we have issues of fraud, embezzlement, and so on. If a woman is there and showing positive example, this is going to be like you are selling yourself, the policy, the ethics, and so many things of women being in politics by showing example. Another aspect of it to encourage women is that, especially Kogites, the Kogi women, we have a governor who has set up a pace and he has created enormous opportunities for women. We can only work on that, encouraging ourselves as women and carrying other women who are not opportune to be in this position. We have to carry them along. I think also mentorship is a very good way for encouraging at least the emerging young women who are interested in politics, because we've had situations where some persons in leadership, we made ourselves like a thing god when emerging young women cannot even reach out to us. If we have an open door policy where young aspiring politicians, that's women or girls, can reach out to us for mentorship and they look at us as example of role models, they will of course be encouraged to join politics.
Thank you so much, ma'am. As a politician, have you in any way regret your action or your actions taken to actively participate in politics? Have you ever regret making that decision, ma'am?
Have I ever regretted? There is no room to regret, really. Okay. Because I came into Kogi State. We started politics a very long time ago, and I think the passion or what actually lured me into even thinking politics was our amazing president, Muhammadu Buhari. His trait was like something I admired so much.
Wow.
And then he was into party, he had elections, he campaigned, he went for election and he lost severally. So it was like we're joining him from ANPP to what, and then from that was in Lagos. Okay. And then from there, I worked tirelessly for when Ambode was contesting and several other governors. It was quite a bit discouraging then because nobody knew that you exist until His Excellency Yahaya Bello noticed me. It happened when I came when he was still aspiring for governorship, and we met at a meeting, in a youth, advocacy meeting, and from there, he picked up interest in, he's somebody that encourages effort, and I think that is where my own story of becoming an emerging politician came up. And how will I regret? Of course, there is no regret, absolutely. Everything, I wouldn't say it has been an easy bed of roses, but then I believe that with even challenges, there's always opportunity to learn from.
Exactly.
So I have no regret of being in this position and involving myself in politics.
Okay. Ma, have you ever mentored to an aspirant candidate before or now?
Like I spoke about mentorship.
Yes.
As an entrepreneur, I'm also heading an institution in terms of entrepreneurship. Mentorship has always been our watch word. So looking at young persons who are aspiring, we know that in Kogi State we have very few members then, persons who are aspiring into politics. But then with the coming of Yahaya Bello, a lot of things change, and that is when we have women all over the place who have been given, opportunity to also, exercise their rights and competence. As for young girls, of course, a lot I have mentored, which is not in the secret. Initially, it wasn't a big thing about politics for me. It was just like a passion, trying to empower someone. And we've had somebody who is emerging. I believe politics can be practiced in any way. So when you look at in the area of a students' unionship, where somebody is aspiring for a position in student unionship, of course, if there's a woman there or somebody at the back end trying to advise, you do it this way. At times, funding also, no matter how small it is, it encourages some of these girls to push forward. In a situation where you are being seen that this girl, what are you doing? What do you want to do? It's a bit harsh in an environment. But then, having to mentor a whole lot of them, at times it's not even money they need. It's just somebody who talks, advise, and guide. Just a little bit to show concern that, oh, look, what you are doing is okay. Go ahead. Just a bit of push and encouragement. It goes a long way. And I have a whole lot of them, not only in Kogi Central, but across the 3 senatorial districts.
Wow. Kudos to you, man.
Thank you.
So now, if you are allowed to introduce anything to encourage women in politics, what will you be introducing, ma? What is that significant thing that you will introduce to women concerning politics, ma?
Yeah, like I have said, mentorship is key. It's very, very key. Because mentorship encourages an emerging and aspiring leader. Because you are mentoring somebody, it's like, that's why I have said it's not only money or by providing fund. It gives the person some sort of assurances and independence. So what will I be introducing? Mentorship, a kind of empowerment. Because I see that a whole lot of women needs this empowerment, training, capacity building. Because going into politics without adequate training, it could speak doom. When a woman is empowered, because most of the things that speak for a leader, be it elective or appointive, is not only about having to go into politics. The woman must have capacity to deliver. Exactly. And that is why you find out that at the end of the day, when there are a lot of aspiring or emerging politicians that are women, when there are times to make choices, of course they go for competent women. Thank you.
Wow. More wisdom, ma.
Thank you very much.
So right now we'll go on a very short break. We'll be right back. Don't go away. Stay with us.
2023 holds a lot for Nigerians and the world at large. This February, the general elections will be happening live. Nigerians will be deciding new set of leaders. What are on their minds? What are the candidates up to in securing your votes? Will this election mark a new high for free and fair elections? All these and more are all up for discussion at the political arena. So, watch out.
Welcome back. Ma, well, you have spoken well about your party, the APC. So can you give me an estimated number of women in position by elective or appointment in APC?
In APC or in my state?
In your state.
Okay.
If probably the general APC in Nigeria, if you can.
I wouldn't have the general APC in Nigeria, but then Muhammadu Buhari also has done a whole lot.
Okay.
We have, like Madam Loretta, for example, we all heard about her appointment recently.
Yes.
We have Honorable Madam Stella Okotete, who is also heading a very sensitive position, Nexim Bank. We have a whole lot of women at the national body. We have our mother also, Hajia Ramatu, who is in the FCT. We have a lot of women who are not doing part at the national level. But let me come down to Kogi State example. Aside the party hierarchy, the political office holders, we have in Yahaya Bello appointment of a minimum of not less than 60 to 70 appointees. I think that is huge. Why am I saying huge? While nationally there's this propaganda about gender affirmations, gender inclusion, we're even talking about 30%. But even Yahaya Bello has done more in all the appointments. He has done more than the 30%. So that's why we give him the honor. And on behalf of all the women, I keep on saying that he has done very well, and we are thanking him for giving us the opportunity to showcase our competence.
Okay. How many are on the decision-making body of your party? How many women?
Like I have said, we have a minimum of decision-making process. Might not, it's like a bottom-top approach. When you come to the grassroots level, we have, like I have said, we have a minimum of 3 councillors in Kogi State. So when decisions are being made at the grassroots, of course you expect the councillors. Then of course in every ward we have party schools, whereby you also have a bit of component of women also coming in. And for example, in my ward, when you get there, you will see that you have women also highly representing, the party. Let me take an example of the last work we did was in my position. I was appointed as the coordinator for Kogi State as the APC Professional Women Council. First, after the inauguration from the state level to local government level, and then went ahead to establish the ward level. And then we decided to have a rally. And the turn-up of women is unprecedented. I think that shows that women are taking chances. They are ready to take up responsibilities and excel well. And then for APC Professional Women Council, it's not only going to be about politics. In fact, our activity is going to be unveiling after the election, whereby we are going to be unveiling a whole lot of empowerment programs for our women in Kogi State.
Well, when you talk about APC Professional Women Council, is it only in Kogi State or is national?
It's a body that is recognized by my great party, the All Progressive Congress, across the 36 states, including FCT. And I coordinate the Kogi State chapter.
Okay. What is the goal of gender equality? Is this reflecting in your party's platform through goals and policies?
I will want to call it gender equity. Why? Because I think the right word most of the time now, I see it as gender equity. Because when we talk about gender equality, it connotes a bit of disbalance. Why? Because we can't be talking about equality here. There is equity. What you need might be different from what I need.
Exactly.
So in an office environment, for example, we can't even say we want to practice equality. Fingers are not equal.
Exactly.
When a bottle is filled, what you need to fill your own bottle of Quest might be different from what the other person needs. So when we practice equity, what does this person need as a gender, in terms of gender, to balance the equation? And I think that is what the party should also be looking at. But then this time around, like I said, our incoming president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, in our local, let me not say local, our local mandate, he is promised to see to a whole lot of values. There's going to be a lot of value addition in women participation in politics. And with this third-time senator coming in as the first lady of the country, I think we have a whole lot of positive and good tidings waiting for us in Nigeria.
Thank you so much, Ma. You have spoken well. So now let's briefly talk about the office you occupy in Kogi State. At your level, what impact has it had on women?
Yeah, Kogi Enterprise Development Agency is established to expand the scope of MSMEs in Kogi State. In my office as the head of the agency, whatever we are doing, we look at how to balance it up in terms of equity.
Okay.
Like the program that is ongoing now, I can tell you authoritatively that the disbursement that we did for the enterprises, both the small and micro, not less than 50% were taken to, were benefited by women.
Okay.
So what we did was to make sure that there's a balance, where we are trying to balance it in terms of geopolitical composition. We made sure that at least not less than 50% are beneficiaries from the women's side.
Okay,
And the records are there. So whenever we are doing program, we make sure that in terms of sensitization, in terms of awareness, in terms of capturing, we are making sure that we are giving, replicating the steps of His Excellency by also giving room for women to also be part of the process and then beneficiaries in whatever programs we are doing.
Okay, so Ma, how will someone benefit from all these programs that you are being carried out?
It depends on the program. Like the NG Care, it's actually open. There's a link. Since we are doing this program in partnership with the World Bank, there are criteria, there are processes and procedure to follow. Having carried out enough sensitization, all you need is to go to the Keda Facebook page. The link and everything is there. There's adequate. We'll be doing adequate awareness. We have a very robust media team in Keda, which I'm very proud of. I don't think any other agency in Kogi State have been gifted to have a team of professionals we have in Keda. So we do adequate awareness and sensitization. Whenever we have program, the media team goes online to create awareness and then processes. And then we quickly update our question and answer platform on Facebook to be able to guide all prospective beneficiaries to go on, use the link, apply, and then we get back. Of course, this time around for the NG Care, we expected beneficiaries of 5,000, and we've just finished the first batch. And then we had over 30,000 applications received. So we now look at equitable distribution across the 21 local governments.
Okay.
So of course, it's not everybody that will benefit, but then we made sure that we have representation across the local government.
Okay, thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you.
So, ma'am, what are your charges and your message or your advice for young women in politics on election day? What are your charges for them, ma'am?
Yeah, my charge is that peace, election no be war. Let us go to our polling units and cast our vote. We shouldn't wait to the last minute. There's nothing, we're on break during that period, so we can easily, the way INEC has positioned the polling unit is just a stone throw from our house. It's just to walk. Our neighbors know also, we are not strangers in our own route. So it's just to come out as early as possible, cast your vote, and wait for your vote to be counted. Or you can even go home after you have cast your vote, and stay safe. stay safe. And one thing I also want to say is that for some of us that are doing lely, we should be, careful, because some of this lely we use chemical to make sure that it's thick and all of that. This time around, we should stay away from having to use this, lely on our nails, because at times the biometric capturing, at times the network can fail a bit and it starts, throwing up errors. So we can just sacrifice a bit of this time and avoid this, thing. Then we are also calling all the relevant, authorities to ensure safety of citizens, especially women, because some women, based on their passion, are going to be coming out with babies. Some pregnant women, some elderly person have been encouraged to come and vote. It is now left for relevant authority to ensure safety of most especially our women as they go to cast out their vote. I urge everyone to maintain peace and order during and after the election. But of course, I'm very, very sure that APC is the winning party. And this time around, we are also going to win massively.
I love your belief, ma.
Thank you.
So finally, before you go, I will not just let you go like that, ma. You must give a word of advice to young ladies in this society. What are your motherly advice to them?
Wow. A motherly advice?
Yes.
Commitment and perseverance. And they should remember that it's not everything that speaks for money.
Okay.
Let us not take money as benchmark for everything we want to achieve. Okay. Once this is ruled out, there will be an element of perseverance. And once you set up an objective of a goal, give it a push. Don't be discouraged. And what is perseverance? That particular period when you feel like, no, I don't want to do this again. That push is what is called perseverance. So I encourage every young lady there to persevere and push further to attain objective. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for coming. We are glad to have you around. Thank you for the piece of advice, ma. We hope to see you more on Women's World to advise and talk to our young women.
Thank you for having me, Women's World. Looking forward to see you again some other time. Thank you.
Thank you, ma. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Yes, ma. So we have come to the end of today's edition, and what we have learned so far, she said, don't give up. Stick to what ambition you want to be. Thank you so much. Welcome back. I hope you have learned or gained something, or you have sent your contribution to us. Great. In whatever ways, I am glad you are part of today's edition. Join me next week for another interesting package. Remember, you can only be part of this once you subscribe to our YouTube channel, Malachi TV. Like and follow our Facebook pages, MLC TV, MLC TV2, and MLC TV WW. Instagram, MLC TV 2021, and Twitter at MLC TV1. And on behalf of my crew, I am Faith Abdul-Ghaffar, saying goodbye. See you next week.
It's all about your time. It's all about the things you've become in your life. You know the stuff you're made of.